All right, here we are, show number 13 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
Good evening. The Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or export them to real-life rewards. Thank you for joining us this evening, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse.
Awesome.
Hey,
So,
everybody.
hey there, it's Atrocities here with Lionheart and Magic
Big
Dragon.
Dragon.
Welcome back, Magic Dragon. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
how was so, guys? How was your adventures in the Cubieverse last week or so?
Yeah, it was a pretty good week. Again, welcome back, Magic Dragon. We missed you last week,
Thank
but
you.
we
Thank
had
you.
Bishop M on the show, so that was a great chat. Hearing his first reactions. Not sure if you got to see it at all, but it was a
I
great chat having him on.
it was.
Yeah. So yeah, my last week, I've been boo-hooing over the last couple episodes about giving my wife all my resin, and I sold a whole bunch of it for a Dragon Blueprint. But I finally got my blue user vault to level 10 at Timmy's, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I did my first sushi quest. So it's not so bad after that. It was pretty cool going through it, like just driving right downtown, head up to my wife's sushi restaurant, got the easy 100 experience points and the Chef QB blueprint. So I'll keep heading back there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I guess it's a pretty easy drop. Like I think it's like you're almost guaranteed it on the first time, or go back a
Okay.
couple times, you'll get it. But yeah, I'll definitely be going back twice a week to try and get that Master Sushi Chef blueprint or a knife. And I started leveling a ghost, a George ghost that I
Oh yeah.
purchased in the auction house. So that was pretty cool. Finally have myself a floating QB that isn't
How
a
much
Zodiac.
did you get the George for?
I think it was around 55K. So I put in a bid. I was the second bid on it, and then I was like, maybe I'll just save and try to buy the blueprint. And then no one else bid, and I'm like, well, I got it. So there's that.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I do need the resources though. So that's why it's getting to level 10, so that I can get that skeleton blueprint printed off that I stole from Magic Dragon.
It's okay. I went out and ended up getting one later on, anyways.
Yeah.
Because of you stealing from me, though, I was really upset. So I just bid 200,000 cubic coins and said, I'm done.
Oh,
That's no one else bid on it. There was a bunch of back and forth at about 175. I was like, forget it. 200,000. If you're betting
yeah.
more than that, I don't want it tonight, but I got that one. As for my week, this week, it's been good. I had a buddy quest. I have a second one spawned. No response yet, though. It's on day two, so I'm a little upset about that. Well, not upset, but watching.
Day
But
two,
I did get to,
you haven't killed that one yet.
not yet.
Okay.
It, I'm close, but it takes about 2 days to spawn a new one, anyways, when you cancel one. So I like to give it at least a
Mm,
full 2 days, just to be fair.
Okay.
Or
You're
give them a
much more
chance, I guess.
generous. You're much more generous
Yeah,
than I
yeah,
am. So,
yeah. I did make some purchases in the auction house to go again this week, though.
oh,
I purchased the fire QB.
oh,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Very cool.
80,100 cubic coins, and I got the pirate captain blueprint.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay,
Nice. That's a nice
nice.
blueprint to have because there's
so
only what 500 of those.
which actually means that I've been hoarding some blueprints that I haven't printed yet. So I now have four epic blueprints with I don't have first time prints on.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
so I'm thinking of making a run one of these months, and I have some, go doing eight walking goals a day plus epic prints. Like those all help with your leaderboard. So
Epic
yeah.
prints don't help with your leaderboard anymore.
Oh no.
They only help level your account, get you to level 30. But epic prints or prints in general don't give you leaderboard points. Just in case you're holding back for that reason.
Well,
Because I
thanks for
know
bursting my bubble there.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I
No, I appreciate it. Now I have no reason not to print them. So
yeah, that's
that's good. Help level up my account. I did make it to level 24.
okay.
So you know, in the search for the elusive 30. So hit the 30 club soon, I hope.
You know what? Once I hit 30, I was like, you know what? No one else should hit 30 and have access to buy it now
Yeah.
because you know it's almost like
It's
a super
the
pro at this
perks.
point. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh, for sure. You guys are making bank on the MMA fighters and everything with the bin prices, right? So that's the way to
yeah.
do it. Be able to bin.
Well, I did. I don't. I only sold. I think I sold one. I only sold one uh, MMA guy,
Well,
and
you sold me one.
that was the one I sold.
Yeah.
Okay.
I because um,
Yeah, I hear Gold Miner did pretty well though.
yeah, and my wife did pretty good on that. But
Yeah.
the M&A was the only one I sold. Like the only one I sold was to you, and then I've actually was buying some the following week after that for that we're going for less than the cost of the blueprint, which I was like all over. So
Oh yeah.
I was very happy with that. So that was
Hey, I guess we're having audio issues. Chaotic Kitten is saying she's having difficulties hearing atrocities.
can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you over our meeting.
I'm
Okay, here I'm
Yeah.
gonna
So
turn something on and let me know if that solves the issue at all,
okay.
or if it creates additional noise or whatnot. So um, we'll see if that
you
improves at
sound
all.
good to me. Why don't you
So
fill us in on your week so far and atrocities, and then we can maybe use that as a sound test.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so I'm gonna say I was working on getting a mummy QB up. It's not not hit level 10 yet. I hit 2 level 10s last week, as I said. So getting another one up this week is not going to happen. Um, so Chaotic Kitten just said he can see I'm talking, but he can't hear anything else I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
so says my
Haas said you
volume is
were
just lower.
echoing. That's so weird. I don't know why.
Well,
It's still clear over my
Yeah.
headphones.
probably because I've got something else going on, but I'll see if I can mess with that during the
Sure.
as we're talking here. Um, for
Okay.
sure. I do think though one big thing is talking with gold miner here, and we are, and especially after the today's event, we're 90% positive we're going to um, um,
Hot sale.
that we're going to the event in
Oh
Scottsdale.
man,
Nice.
So, but
that's awesome.
oh shit! Sorry guys, we gotta go. A red bolt has spawned near me, so that's it. We'll see you later. Show's over. Sorry, we'll wait. We'll see what happens. So,
Okay.
sorry, gotta
Well,
go.
you don't have to go. Gold miner can go herself. You can miss
Yeah,
out.
Yeah,
there
that's
you
true.
go.
She can go and figure it out herself. But
Yeah.
There you
anyways,
go. Yeah,
um,
only one of you can solve it.
that
So
is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would be like a team event um, to go
Yeah.
because two
One
minds
person
are.
reading the question, one searching Google.
No, I'm thinking two minds. No, you want to get this
Rachel
perfect,
saying go
right?
get it. Jeffrey's saying go get it. So you know
Right.
what? If you want to go get it, go get
I
it.
know.
We can.
No, no, I'm here to do the show. The show's, honestly, I prefer the show. So, all right. So, let's get into it. So, um,
Huh.
so big topic tonight. I don't know how many people watched the today's
Hunter
Hunter's
Lodge.
Lodge at all.
205 last I saw.
Excellent, excellent. Did you guys win the tiki? Which tiki did you guys get on?
No.
No.
No, I went with Metalla.
Yeah, I was gonna Mattel,
So
but I didn't have. That's the one I don't have. I don't. So I went with. Was it Hayu or Heyu or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
So
I went with Popeye.
I was,
Yeah, and the apostrophe they were talking in there, it doesn't make a T sound. It's
yeah,
mo.
I
So
didn't. I didn't
so
think it made
someone's
a
got to
T.
tell.
So
Yeah.
hey,
Well,
real
that's why
quick
I'm glad.
question: Does Gold Miner have teams? Because if
I think that was going to require more technical stuff than we've got going on right now. So,
Right on.
so
Okay, well, let's continue with the Hunter Lodge recap.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to throw up the slides and
Says we lost audio from Hoff. Well, hang on, though. Might be because you're not talking. Yeah, yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good. All right. So I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to see if you guys can share my screen so you guys can see what I got going. So
Mhm.
first slide we got
There
up
we
here is
go.
just what they're going to cover today, which was Cubieverse in May. So quality life changes, Scottsdale event, Cubie battle, Q&A.
Smart
So
tags.
so that's kind of cool. Um, I'm going to say that the first uh, first thing I want to say by looking at this was Tim Hortons. It was not
Boo.
discussed. We were really excited about it.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like that's happening this month.
I didn't expect it this month, anyways. I know
really?
it's hoping, but those things are so hard to get all the finicky aspects of it organized. I do think it could be next month, though.
Okay.
Everything is
Yeah,
basically ready.
it just seemed everything was like go for sure last
Yeah.
week. Like they were saying, like, is this a cooked bean? And they're like, it's a dark
Yep.
roasted cooked bean.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
okay, like
You know,
I
that's
was like
because everything
super
in the
happy.
back end is signed and ready to go. Just the structure or whatever isn't the exporting isn't totally ready yet, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Or consumables, like they're talking about a new
yeah, yeah.
type of item that's going to be coming to the Cubieverse. If it's an item or if it's just something that you see a little picture or
Right.
video while you're at Tim Hortons, I don't know, but there's a lot of mysteries around the coffee shop coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's true. Like, I wonder if from a consumer point of view, do we need to buy or acquire something that you get consumed with the coffee? Like, do you have to, you know,
use crystal keys or
create
something to
crystal
buy a
keys to create
coffee.
it or something? I don't know. So it will be interesting, but clearly not. But that was the one disappointing thing about it. Otherwise, this Hunter's Lodge was quick. A lot less content covered than the past, but they had said that's
Yeah.
what to expect. So, so be it. Yeah. So, moving on here. So the first thing that we talked about was the quality of life changes.
Hmm.
Um,
So we
so
got the sushi quest timer. That's pretty
sushi
cool.
question.
Reduce.
Yeah,
Hmm.
45 to 30. I think that's good. Um, that's great for you. Now that you've just got your sushi shop up
Hmm.
for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, it's pretty exciting. Yeah, like now that it's there, I'm happy it's there. I'm not boohoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And referral links. That's awesome. I'm glad to finally have that back. I missed having it because it was just an instant, you give out the referral and bing bang boom, entering it in. Like I did ask during the Q&A session with the old referral system because Bishop M never got to the point where he was able to enter me into the game. And I think he waited too long. And that was actually a
Yeah.
major flaw, in my opinion, is that it starts the 7-day countdown at account creation, but
Yeah.
you can't enter in the person's name right away. You need to get through the tutorial. And I know Gold or Illusion Weaver had said, it's just 100 steps and put your headquarters down, and that's it. For all of us, that's very easy. It's very simple, right? But remember back to the video last week, hearing that I have to actually walk 100 steps, so I can't do this now, right? So I'm glad that this referral system is back. It's super simple. It's going to help with advertising. Just put a QR code up. You're connected instantly with the person that's going to help you succeed in the game.
Yeah, for sure. And I think they did say as well that they're dropping the number of steps to 50. I saw that someplace.
Mm,
It wasn't covered today, which would make things like easier, um,
mhm,
for sure. But no, it was interesting given last week's show and kind of like seeing how you guys have done that. Just that gave me a lot of context for that change and answer
mhm.
some of the issues around the QR code. Hopefully, you'll be able to submit a ticket and get that addressed because it seems like it's you know still relatively fresh and
Yeah.
and he was like having trouble getting the blue resources, which it sounded
Hmm.
like that's where you need to get that blue up leveled up. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, it was because it went down like because we wanted to make the video for the show, and then he sent me a screenshot saying, "Hey, I created it." I'm like, "Oh, we needed to wait, right?" And then all
Yeah,
week it was a little bit of like anxiety, like, "Oh, we need to
yeah,
go make this video." And then finally, in the last day, I'm like, "Screw the video, just go out and do the tutorial." And
right.
obviously, we went too far past the 7 days, but even if it can't be resolved, whatever. Lesson
Yeah,
learned. We did that video to help everyone, and it seems like
yeah,
that issue is going to be resolved with QR codes. Like referral rewards are great, but they're not so amazing that you're like, oh, this is stupid. I quit. So. And it'll encourage Bishop to go out and get new referrals himself because the rewards for referrer is so much better than being referred.
yeah, I didn't notice that in the past. So that's really great. So, um,
Hmm.
I found my little mic here. I moved it closer to myself, so hopefully that resolves some sound issues.
Hmm.
Um, for sure. Um, yeah, so that's good that that's changed. The Sushi Quest changed. New daily quest, equip an MMA QB. Um, that's cool that that's going to be recurring. Everybody should have gotten an MMA QB, at least
yeah.
one. I would think if you're playing a little bit. Um, did you
If
guys?
not, I think the blueprint's still in the shop, and the code 1616 should still be active if you find a vending machine. That'll get you 1,000 gloves.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, I didn't realize it was still in the shop, the blueprint. So that's
yeah. I
good.
think they put it up there with the cats and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to check
that's where I saw
afterwards.
it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. I know that they said that they are going to bring back the MMA event. Um,
nice. That's cool.
they said I saw something like that was MMA 300. I think they said they're going to bring it back for 303, which is in
Yeah.
June, I think.
Mm,
Um, and the fighting card has already been released, so you can you know look into that card and start learning about the fighters right now and figure out who you're gonna do. So that's good. So that if you didn't get um, some of the blueprint off of that, then everyone's got another shot at it. So I like the fact that it's going to be a recurring event. So
Yeah, that's good.
hmm. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun for like a Saturday night. You got nothing else going on, or that's what you're planning for.
for sure. And the worst case scenario, if you got something going on, you just throw one on and see what
Yeah.
happens, right? So
Yeah.
Yep.
I seem like I picked the opposite what I should have been picking most of the time. So just throwing it on and just leaving it on may not be a bad strategy. So for sure. Okay, so then the next screen they've put in. Oh, we got the exact date here of Saturday, June 29th, MMA 303. So
Thanks.
put in your calendar. So the tag screen improvements. Um, so they reformatted it, the more underspelled tag information, and then right into it they built in this report tag function, which I think is going to be super useful because
Yeah.
if you go and you're thinking you got a sushi restaurant, you can click on that and hopefully get that directly fixed
Yep.
and not have to um, go into
Oh, pretty much or anything.
go through the whole process, right?
Yeah.
which is good for most players. On the other hand, people can definitely go back and watch your other episode to figure out how to use OpenStreetMaps. But from their perspective, most players' perspective, they're probably not going to want to do that anyways. So just being able to fix a tag with this is cool. So
Yeah.
we were going to put something out. I think it would be cool if we could use the same information here and kind of link like, hey, this is the field that populates the tag. This is the field that populates the tag type and the association type of that.
Well, this is going to be, let's give this a little bit because we were going to do a follow-up episode, right? And I think in the
Right.
Q&A of the Hunters Lodge today, they said next week they're going to do another live update from OpenStreetMaps. So we'll see if we got the brick, right by my apartment into there. And then we'll make sure we get those screenshots because really all I got to do is go into OpenStreetMap and go to like my vending machine and open up that tag and then just take a screenshot of it.
Yeah. And it's just comment from the chat here says you guys have an OSM tutorial, and I'm going to say that was 2 episodes ago. So go watch it. You might want to skip over the first little bit where we're dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties, but definitely the last half is good in content. You just see how we did it. We added and made changes like live in there. So.
Yeah, because one thing we definitely need to do, because what we were able to do, Hoth, like we went in and I've got a plaza by my place and there's a brick and Napa Auto Parts, but it wasn't actually in the game as a tag. So we were able to click on the building and update the tag. But I think Chaotic Kitten or someone else had said during that show they have a structure they want to tag, but it's not even a building in OpenStreetMaps. And Atrocities was saying he knows how to do that we can actually draw the building and create it. So I think we'll do that on the next episode.
Yeah. Now that was there's a tutorial for OpenStreetMaps in OpenStreetMaps if you make an account if you want to go through that. Our thing was basically, hey, we just cut to the chase, and here's what we need to know for doing it, for sure. So, anyways, those tag screen improvements I think are great. A lot of information in there.
Yeah.
Likewise, they put smart tags in, so when you're in the process of building, when you select a tag you're going to build on, it tells you what you can build on that tag right now, and what you can upgrade that to in the future. Really good because I definitely know I've seen people saying like, "Hey, I'm trying to do this. What's wrong with what am I doing wrong here?" So in the case of the example they showed, oh hey, you've got the blueprint but you haven't stamped it. Oh, okay, great. Likewise, if you're building on it, what you can upgrade to, which is cool. Obviously, it's not showing structures that they've talked about but are not in the game at this point. So if you think you can build a Tim Hortons there, it's not going to tell you at this point whether you can or not. But I think that's a really cool thing to do. I know I've always depended upon going back to Discord and looking at some early posts and to check out that information. So having it right in the game, I think is helpful to everybody.
Yeah.
So
Anything in the game that makes it easier just improves the game all around, right? Easier to understand, easier to play.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Speaking of, you guys, I know you've put up your wife's put up some structures there, but have either of you guys put any buildings in place in anticipation of Tim Hortons or anything else coming along at this point?
We have a level 10 blue user vault on the Tim Hortons here in town. So
nice.
That's what we're expecting will be needed.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Yeah, my wife's actually got her white user vault on the McDonald's, and I slapped mine down on the Tim Hortons. Just whatever. I figured McDonald's would go first, And then they announced Timmy's, and then way, way, way back, I rushed. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get there first to slap down a blue user vault for crypto export terminal." But that's, I think, a swear word at this point. So, but it's now become a part of my blue vault run when I head into the downtown core of Stratford. So it's not terrible. I know they said you could put in a ticket to have it destroyed and get your resources back, but I like it. I like it where it is now.
Oh, good.
We're getting a lot of blue user vaults upgrade, like in my area of town. Like people are had whites and they're upgrading them
Yeah.
Nice.
to blue,
Pretty
so
cool.
that so that there's much easier to get for in a run in a day. So that's really good. So as well, just see other people in the community doing that stuff to upgrade them.
How about yourself? Have you gotten ready for any buildings or like pizza shops? Hoff was saying Starbucks or
So I had thoughts on placing a Tim Hortons location, and then I drove past it one day, and somebody else was building on it,
Mm.
and I complained, and it turned out gold miner was this gold miner was building on it. So she's like,
Uh,
"Snooze, you lose. You beat me. I beat you to it." Haha. I was like, "Okay,
that's
well at least
awesome.
it was you." So you know, so I that one worked out, but whatever. There's another
Yeah.
one close by that I'm thinking of doing, but I'm concerned that it's going to wipe out one, if not two, blue user vaults or system
Yeah.
vaults. So
Mm.
I'm kind of tempted to actually now that they've implemented
Yeah.
this next
You'll be
thing,
able to tell now.
uh, I'm gonna wait until that's in and then check that out whether I
Yeah.
do that one or not. So because the last thing I want to do is wipe out a blue user vault or a blue vault that's close to me. So
Well, you're
Yeah.
you're bringing up like a fear of mine that you do get people that are destructive and chaotic, and I'd hate to see a bunch of people organize and just go around town and slap down white user vaults in the worst locations possible. So
Yeah.
I would hope that if that ever happens, they put some sort of a lock on it. Like I hate it actually that you go to put down a restaurant because there's got to be some sort of density, especially in bigger cities. I don't have it so much in a small town like Stratford where you
yeah,
just want to go put up a Tim Hortons, like you said, and you're running that risk of scrapping two blue vaults, and blue vaults are pretty rare. So,
for sure. Which is why I don't want to do it at the same time. Like if I was to put say a white vault there, if I was to upgrade it to Tim Hortons, do I wipe out those vaults too? I don't know. Um, so it'd be definitely interesting to see. And to your point, yeah, I've definitely seen people put up structures around town and and wipe out like system vaults, which I've been using, right? So,
Yeah.
um, and so like there's one that I can think
Part
of.
of the game, right?
A trade shack went up, which I can only use once every 3 days, and it killed two white vaults that I was using on a more regular basis. So, you know,
mhm.
I understand what I was done, but I'm
Yeah.
happy to have a trade shack, but I wish the person put it in perhaps a slightly different location, right?
Yeah.
So, and likewise, one of my thoughts was with this other location I'm thinking of is do I if it's not going to wipe out those blue vaults, do I grab it proactively to protect it from any future upgrades that could potentially wipe
Mhm.
them? So, which is
Yeah.
another strategy people should think about. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that brings us basically to the next slide they brought up which was the clear build zone, um, which says builds are able to see new building vault and what will be removed. That's kind of like it was
Mhm.
in the game already, but it was like super zoomed in
Yeah.
when you go put that because it shows you that stuff. But it's really zoomed in where it's not useful. So this sounds like they just kind of maybe hold it back up a level
Right.
to make it more useful. So,
Mhm.
but
It's too bad there wasn't an option to nudge it a little bit, even if it was like a payment option, like QB coins, nudge this 5 feet to the left or
Yeah, and even on existing vaults that you got, right? Like, it'd be nice to use
Yeah.
them. And likewise, like, um, if I nudge the vault, do I know for a fact these other ones are going to come back into play?
Mm.
Right? I don't know. But, anyways, it's interesting. It's part of the experience, and it's kind of like a team, obviously a team effort. But yeah, you definitely could get people that go out that are wiping out areas that uh, whether and they may do it intentionally or unintentionally, right? Just don't know.
Right.
So, anyways, but no, I do think this clear build zone area is great, useful information, for sure. So that kind of covers the quality of life section that they talked about, and then the city events are looking. Was the next thing they brought in. It's looking really really cool,
It is.
for sure. As I said, I think we're 90% chance that we're attending now. It was 75
Huh.
earlier in the week, but I think we're moving up. So
Excellent.
Yeah, I would imagine the digital art. Sorry, I moved ahead a couple slides there, but I think that's the digital art that you guys are going to get, and it's pretty cool. Um, I love the art they put out. Keep
yeah,
hearing it's going to be NFTs. I really want to be able to pull this stuff out of the game and put it on display.
for sure. So if I do go, we're gonna need to figure out a technical aspect of how to do a podcast from Phoenix or so. So do a show from Phoenix, and as I'm doing parts of it or so, let people see what it's like. So yeah, but the other thing is if we do go, then hopefully that means that the next one's in Toronto, which is you know
Yeah.
Yes.
taking one
Uh,
taking one for the team here.
yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So
Such a sacrifice.
right. So as they said last week, there's like two basic portions of it. They got the daytime, the fruit festival, and the
Yeah.
nighttime, the pub crawl event. Um, I did like this art here they got for this meetup location. It looks like
Yeah.
it's kind of different or whatnot. Um, you know, uh, basically start off and then um, it starts at noon that time, which is what is that? Is that Pacific or is that is it 3 hours? It's 3 hour difference from our time. So I guess that'd be 3 in the afternoon here. So that's not on our normal reset. So for sure, does sound like you're gonna need a car, because it said everything's within like 20. I think it said 20 miles of the center spot. So
Yeah.
for sure, and then
Or do they
three.
have like a subway station? Like I imagine they'd have a bus to get around, but it'd be pretty cool if they have subway.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got a subway. I'm gonna say that they don't, right? Because like I want to say
Well, yeah.
some of the
I
newer.
was gonna say, I don't think you need to necessarily have a car. All Illusion ever said was that all the vaults within a 20-mile radius have the chance of dropping the common one. Right? So you can get it whichever way you go. You
Yeah,
might not need to get all of them.
you
So
might. You're right. You might not need it, but um, how to say? I'm gonna say like with your luck, Jason or Magic Dragon, you're probably getting the first one, but um,
yeah,
you know, I'm thinking. Some Lionheart might be the guy who definitely needs a car to be driving around and getting those
right.
opportunities.
That's
Oh
fair.
my God, if they only knew how broken my vehicle is too, they'd stop doing it to me.
Right? So of course this one here they got three new blueprints to come. The rare, the epic. It's kind of interesting how they got the wheel spin too.
Yeah,
I like that idea, that mechanic. Um, so it sounds like you got a 1 in 7 chance every time you get one of the wheel spins to get the epic blueprint. So in theory, that means that you just got to do it 7 times, and you should. The vast majority of people will have it.
Right.
Lionheart may need to do it 21 times, but um, you know, seven should get you most of it, assuming that each of the probabilities is the same. I mean, I know it looked like from the wheel they showed that the each thing had the same percentage
Size.
base, but
Yeah.
I played other games with spinning wheels on that are digital, and they don't seem like they have the same distribution, right? But we're gonna assume
Right.
that it's a 1 in 7 chance, I think. So, but then okay, so the cubies, the Apple Cubie. So this one is unique to this event. And what's cool, I think, about this is it's a blueprint.
Yeah.
Right? These
Hmm.
are blueprints whereby
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
whereby you'll be able to um, people that go get the blueprint are going to be able to consistently print these. So
And I'm sure someone will be selling the blueprint too. I'll be all over that.
definitely you could sell a blueprint for sure as well. So um, hopefully, I like personally that's not something I would sell. Right? If I wanted to go do that, I'm not selling a blueprint. But
Right.
there definitely are people that would. I imagine it would go quite rare because there shouldn't be all that many of them. Um,
Hmm.
the limiting
Well,
factor, of
yeah,
course,
it's only specific to Scottsdale, right?
right?
So the other two are
Right.
going to come back in future events. If that one goes up, the Apple one goes up, I'm going to try and buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
So, and I imagine these apples will probably, um, from a pricing point perspective, they're not going to be quite as rare as a necromancer, because you're going to have more people that are producing and whatnot. But I definitely think they're not going to not going to get cheap either, right?
No,
So,
exactly.
for sure. The apple looks kind of cool. I do like the apple. Um, it's you know, and the fact you
Nothing
can
like
only
that pizza, though.
right, those little pizza guys for sure, and you can only get it at the one place, right? You can only get it here,
Yeah,
so that's what makes it
yeah,
super rare. Versus, like the peach cubie, also looks kind of cool. I did like how Illusion even made the comment there when we start off with the peach. I think something about the peach is rare. I can't quite. I don't know if I want to quite repeat it, but I thought that was kind of funny.
it's beautiful. It's a
Right? It's
beautiful.
beautiful. Right? It's
Yeah,
beautiful. That's what it was. There you go. That was
let's just say that.
you. I knew you'd appreciate that. Peach was cool,
Yeah, yeah,
but we should be able to get this when the next one happens in Toronto. You
yeah,
guys will be able to put
exactly.
this one up in Toronto.
Oh,
Um, what's interesting though is the recipe is 1,000 apples. So um, if there isn't an apple in Toronto as the basic, because I don't know if they make say the Toronto basic one is like a CN Tower or something like that. Are you going to make that with apples as well, or
hmm.
what? So,
Yeah. We'll have to see. They'll spring it on us.
right, let's see what to do. But this is similar to a bunch of events we've done in the past where you get the blue vaults and the white vaults and they get these ones. So I think you should be able to get the resources on those. They're good. Um, and then the final one here was the watermelon.
Mm.
So I'm gonna say the watermelon. I'm not. I'm not feeling it. I like kind of like some of the design aspects where they're using like the inside and the outside to get the color stuff on it. But I don't know. What do you guys think of the watermelon?
I don't
To
have
me,
feelings either way for it, honestly.
Yeah, it just looked like a
No,
fruity Pat
I like
Moriata to
it.
me.
Right. Free Pat
Mm.
Mariano. Okay. That's, you know what? That's it. That's it. Pat Mariano fruit. Love it. Right? It's got his headband. It's got his headband there. I love
Yeah.
it. I love
Yeah.
it.
I think in
Good.
the chat I called him Pat Watermelon. So,
Oh, that's good.
uh,
So, and this one I'd say, so it looks like the one at seven. I'm gonna say he said like this one's gonna be hard to get. I'm gonna say if you go to the event, I bet you most people are gonna come home with this one, right?
yeah, and Hoth is saying Fruit Rambo. They drew for Feist Club.
Fruit
That's great.
rainbow. Yeah.
That's funny. And likewise, this one, like if we go there and we don't get it in Scottsdale and it comes to Toronto, then
Yeah.
should be able to get it in Toronto, right? So,
Right.
which once again goes back says the apples one is much more valuable. Mind you,
Mhm.
this is the one you'd want to put in your trade shock.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
There's some nice resources there.
Okay. And then obviously with this here, they've got like the doing stuff at restaurants, which I think is great promotional type stuff. Doesn't look like. Hopefully, the reward is not 30 minutes at each one of these places, these restaurants. Um, because in theory, I'd love to be able to just go to each restaurant and buy a different, like, I'll say coffee at every restaurant, and keep going, right?
Something. Yeah.
Or
Yep.
or a pizza slice at
A
every
dessert.
restaurant,
Just a dessert or something.
dessert,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Um, I don't want to have to do a full 30-minute sushi
sit
meal,
down meal now.
but we'll see. Um, and then of course the 30-minute spinner. So I'm thinking that's kind of cool. I was thinking they might introduce some different like activities through this. We'll see what happens. And then for the night one, they brought in Quentin. I thought
Hopkrau.
I thought Quentin looked really cool.
Yeah.
To the point where I would like him as a blueprint. Um, uh, but doesn't seem like we're gonna get him through this.
No.
Or is this the
Just
guy you're supposed to get through
that,
the Explorer, the
that's the
top
guy you
100
go around and
explorers?
find and use. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's kind
with
of a cool new introduction to the game.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's kind of neat. And of course, with this, you're getting Explorer points and you're getting 100 points for each one of these.
Yep.
So, part of me says this would be a month to go for the top of leaderboards. Um, getting the extra 100 points for sure. That would be a month to go if you're going. Likewise, the Explorer points. They said that the top 100 explorers at the end of like the one year anniversary or so will get.
Mhm.
Is it Quentin? I don't know what it is, but they will get a special one. So more Explorer points you get, the better. So
Yeah.
this is a way to do that. And likewise, being the top 100 isn't going to be. Um, let's say if you really want it, I think top 100 is definitely reasonable.
You think so? I think you gotta at least get the Vegas quest in. So, because I've been thinking about this about what I'm gonna do to try and get it, and I'm gonna head down to the States and try and fill up some QB cranes and just head all around, answer as many green and yellows as I can, and see where I'm sitting at that point. And I might just have to bite the bit and head down to Vegas.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're actually our trip plans is that we're going to Phoenix, and then we're flying home through Vegas. Um, so
Yep. That's the way to do it.
yeah, I imagine other people may be doing something, trying to do something similar for sure. Because it's not. We looked at it. I think it's a $40 flight from Phoenix to Vegas. So once you
Oh,
get there, it's relatively cheap. Now they probably add taxes and crap on top of that. So who knows?
Right.
So okay, then in the evening you got the pub crawl the one night. Um, so which is cool. Basically, they want you to buy something each of these places. So to me says, does that mean they're going to want me to give a copy of my receipt or do something like that to validate that I bought something? I don't know. And then, but kind of doing the trivia in there is kind of will be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, like we can do well in the trivia, but then it's like, well, everybody going likes trivia, right? In this
Yeah.
event, so the
Yeah.
competition is going to be pretty damn high. Um, which I'm like, oh, wait a second. So, um, and we don't need to go through the individual things, but sounds like it'd be a really good social event for sure. Um, the Franz Party Cubie, which I loved how they kind of said he's a guy from Germany. He came here and he's partied in Scottsdale, and that's his thing. Um, I love how they came up with that history. Um, he looks pretty cool as a Cubie. I think that's really cool. And once again, it's another unique Cubie that you get through there.
Yeah.
So reason to go. Um, but then the Jackie Party Cubie is looks good, but you've got no guarantees. The Oliver Party Cubie guy's banana. I think it's wearing the Crocs. I think it's cool. Um, I didn't know this, but I guess here they actually have some sort of charity fundraising event in the fall where the kids dress up. Um, they buy these banana costumes and they go out and party at the bars one night in the banana
Uh-huh.
costumes. And you get if you're wearing a banana costume, it sounds like you get priority lines to get into the bars in those evenings.
All
So
right.
so the fact it's a guy's wearing a banana, I don't know if that's just coincidence or what, but I thought that was kind
I
of cool.
don't think so
Yeah,
because they were saying, like where they're doing the city events, there's going to be a lot to do with the partnerships that they can establish with the businesses in the area, right, or in that town, in that city. So I think it
mhm.
has. I'm guessing they probably did it maybe because of that. That could be inspired by it.
They did drop that they'd like to see somebody show up in a banana costume
Yeah.
and Crocs, so maybe there's a hidden
Yeah.
prize for that. Atrocities.
No, I'm thinking I'm
Yeah,
saving that one for next
Hoth is saying
Halloween.
wear a Nana
Yeah,
costume.
wearing another costume. Okay, I just see if I can find my sons and
Yeah. Yeah.
make sure we pack that. Hey guys, do we want to take a quick break and come back in? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
hang on, everybody in chat. We'll be right back in a few moments. All right, and we are back. Look at that. So,
Nice.
okay. So, let's continue on here. So, the next slide I got here was the pub crawl rewards. Uh, Probably less interesting to you guys. Um, but since you're probably not going, but um, I do like the like. It feels like this is a reward similar to what they had the MMA. So, ideally, if you can tie, that's great. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily like the fact that, um, well, first position one is the only one that gets the epic blueprint or epic
Hmm.
QB. I'd like to see more people getting that, especially if I'm, you know, going all this way to the event. I also just
Yeah.
noticed that Jackie is not available to the position one player. Um,
No.
so you either get the epic, you either get banana guy or you get Jackie. So I'm not sure if that's just an oversight on the
Hmm.
map or what. Hopefully it's just an
Unless they're just
oversight.
spreading out maybe they're spreading out the rewards. I don't know. Um, it sucks.
Right?
But you're right. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me at this point because I'm not going to Phoenix. But if it's coming to Toronto, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, the fact that like you're not getting the Jackie if you're first place seems kind of like I think they've maybe just an oversight in there. Hopefully that you do get Jackie. But even like positions, basically, the top 10 positions in order to get the Jackie is going to make both of those super rare. Even if there's a lot of time
Yeah.
and they do like the MMA guy,
Right.
that still means that most people going are going to end up without like the top two QBs, right? And
Yeah.
potentially
Hmm.
you could go and have really bad luck and you only end up with three QBs
Yeah.
or three of the six.
It really seems like if you're putting all the effort into going to these things, you should have a decent chance of getting them, right?
Yeah, for
Hmm.
sure. For sure. And I think that
It's tough.
with the 1 in 7 chance, if you go, multiple times, I think
Yeah.
you probably get a good chance shot at, but it's not guaranteed, right?
Right.
Hmm.
But in the case of this one, like I would have thought, okay, you want to make the banana super rare. I get that. There will be another chance for in Toronto and some of these other places. Um, but the Jackie seems like you know I'd like to see that down to like maybe the top 50
Hmm.
positions or so. But I don't know.
Maybe.
Hmm.
We'll see. Okay, and then moving on here. So um, they basically updated the reserve yourself now. I do like the logo there, the Scottsdale stamp or so. So
Hmm.
that's kind of cool. And then the T-shirts. So looks like you got to order your own T-shirt if you're going. What
Yeah.
was interesting here was it was from the ladies of the Hunt merch store, and I thought there was something up with that with that
Yeah.
those guys. I don't really pay attention to that, but I
Yeah.
thought I saw something like that. So I guess everything's been made up, so that's good.
Yeah, I think they've smoothed some things over. So it seems like a lot of the salt around the initial launch of the Cubieverse is starting to blow away in the wind,
Yeah.
and we're all able to joke about it. I think like even at last Hunter's Lodge, Cuckoo Puffs was saying he can't promise he won't punch Minnow in the nuts if he shows up. So
Yeah.
it seems like yeah, everyone's starting to like kind of get along and
Yeah.
remember like we were all friends. We still are
Yep.
friends.
Yeah.
Things went in a different direction. A lot of people didn't like it, but we're still here. We're still playing. We're still having fun,
Yeah.
and yeah, let it go.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's good. It's good. I'm glad that Ladies of the Hunt are around. Those are excellent T-shirts. Um, are you going to get some? You and Gold Miner Atrocities?
We have not discussed that. And I was gonna say, it, do you actually have to be there to order these, or could you guys
No.
order these?
No.
Yeah, we could order them
Yeah.
absolutely.
Anybody
You
can
guys,
order them right
you
now.
guys could order them and get them delivered or picked up and bring it back or something like that. I was half thinking like maybe what we should do is get some into the Cubieverse t-shirts and wear or shirts and wear that instead.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, hey, we do know a content creator that's able to do stuff like that. So it looks like I'm not sure how to say, is it Corkio with Ladies of the Hunt? So she must have a silk screen doing awesome work like that. So yeah, it'd be awesome to get
Yeah.
some into the Cubieverse gear.
Just do that and maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I guess it depends on the price, right? So
Hmm.
and we do have a worst case scenario. Oh, Gold Miner said no to the shirts. We got shirts. We got shirts with. We went to the Coin Hunt Fast, and
Right.
she's never worn one since, and I had to convince her to wear them
Mm.
when we were there. So, um, so we'll no to the shirts.
She'll be busy wearing her banana outfit anyways, right?
That's true.
So
That's true. We'll get the banana
Yeah.
outfit.
So
has anybody
you're gonna
sold the
have
red
to
ball
wear a
yet?
shirt or a banana costume.
Yeah.
Seems
It's
like it.
one or the other.
Seems like it. And green Crocs with banana costume. So,
Okay.
Socks are optional.
right. So, all right. So, moving on. They said the next Hunter's Lodge is early June.
Yeah.
They said the 9th, but then I think they changed. Weren't sure if it was the 9th or whatever the Sunday. And then of course we did the picker wheel with Copa winning being the winner, so that's fine. Then the QA. In the Q&A, I'm gonna say I noticed how Lionheart. I think you got the first question. I got the second question. So
No, there's a couple in
You
there, like a
you're
few
in there.
later. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. I wonder if there's our quality of our questions, or if they're like, hey, we want to make sure that these guys are taken care of.
Well,
So
I think you're
I,
reading too much into it. They were just good questions.
yeah,
yeah, okay,
yeah. I've learned that they take that time to really filter out because I'm sure everyone's like, when's crypto coming?
Yeah.
And they're trying to find the ones that are particular to the show. And if you ask
Yep.
a question that is about that content, they're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, and Lepidoptera, awesome. She spoke up about Timmy's, because
Yeah.
I'm sure people were asking, and so she had her back on that. So thank you for asking. And these guys, they like I think last show atrocities you were talking to Bishop M. These are a small operation. It's not like Blizzard Entertainment where they have an entire building. They're like an office space. So they hear it. They
Oh,
hear the
yeah.
complaints. They hear the input all the time. And I think sometimes we just got to let them do their thing, and they'll follow through.
yeah, no, that's absolutely true. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, but I did like how like my question. I asked a question like, do the spinners, are they going to reset or whatnot? Because it'd be nice to, one day know where they are, then you can go back and find an efficient way to get them. Um, and Coco Puffs like the idea where we may get some resets on that. So hey, I appreciate that. So
Yeah.
were there any other
Yeah.
questions that came up that were worth mentioning?
No, because we talked about my question about referral. The other question I heard was about OpenStreetMaps. So they're going to do a live update next week.
Next week.
Yeah. I can't
I'm
remember what
very
else.
glad we settled the debate that they're loincloths and not skirts.
That
Every
was the
time
other
Liz
one.
called it
Yeah.
a skirt, every time my wife called it a skirt, I was like, no, it's a loincloth.
Yeah.
I'm glad that got
There's
resolved.
there's nothing but skin and other
Yeah.
stuff underneath. Oh man. I wonder if they're ever going to release a QB anatomy class.
I hope not.
Probably not.
Yeah. Um,
Probably
well,
not.
Is that a show,
I don't think
guys?
there's. I think that's the show. Is there any questions from anyone before we sign off?
So Gold Miner has said yes to the banana and the Crocs.
Nice.
I'm not sure who's wearing the banana and the Crocs or what.
She
Um,
said yes. She wears it.
I'm thinking that's probably the case, but
Yeah.
we'll find out.
Yeah.
When we do it, yeah. And if anybody wants to throw any questions into the chat, we're happy to talk them. Otherwise, feels like that's a wrap. I'm not sure what the plans are for next show, but I'm sure something will come up,
Mhm.
and let's talk about it. But it was good chat with you guys. I
Yeah.
did. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it was nice talking to you guys again. I really missed not being here last week.
Aw. Yeah, it's nice having you back.
Yeah, we missed it. We missed having you. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I think you would have provided some good insight with Bishop
Hmm.
there last week. So
Mhm.
it was
I'll be there for the follow-up show.
all right. Cool. Okay. Well, doesn't
Okay.
seem like there's any uh, new chat questions. So
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Well, sounds good. You guys have a great night.
Okay.
Right on.
And thanks everybody for joining us. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below, and everything else related to YouTube. That'd be helpful. And we will see you next week on Into the Cubieverse.